All right, welcome to Tuesday's lesson. Again, make sure you got your warm-up notes, the paper that I've handed out, and then the bit.ly will be at the end. I'll give you that sheet while you're working in on the notes. Warm-ups. Number one, Alexis is washing windows and in a certain amount of hours. So here's our ratio, 10.5 windows, 3/4 of an hour, and we want to see how many could she wash in 1 hour. First up, windows to hours is our ratio. That's our given ticket. Our given ratio, well, 2 times 2, or 10 times 2 is 20 plus 1, 21 over 2, 3/4 of an hour. And again, we want to see how many windows in 1 hour. Cross multiply. We get 3/4 x is the same as 21 over 2. Isolate x by dividing by 3/4 on each side. You should have the division problem 21 over 2 divided by 3/4. Keep, change, flip, and you get an answer of 84 over 6. You don't have to worry about reducing that because you wouldn't have a calculator, so they'll leave that go ahead as 84 over 6. Number two, today we're finding the area of this. Well, we need to find the area of the semicircle and the area of the inside rectangle rather. Area, we know that to find the area of a square, length times width, we have 10 times 11.5, 115 is the area of that square, or rectangle rather. We have a circle, that semicircle has a diameter of 10. Well, today we're doing area, so we need the radius of 5, so pi r squared is our area formula, pi 5 squared. The whole area is 78.5, but since we have a half circle, we need to split that area in half, so divide by 2, you get 32.9. So we have the area of the 115 rectangle, the area of the half circle, 39. We combine them together, we get around 154.25 units squared. Make sure you have all your notes for that one copied down. Number three, little guess and check problem. It tells us Ron is makes and sells greeting cards. $5 for 2, $7.50 for 3, $20 for 8. Well, we're going to use these numbers and just see, using the ratios, the n and c as our variables, which equation holds true? Well, c equals n. 2 is not the same as 5. Answer choice C, 2.5 times 5. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, nowhere's near 2. And same thing over here, 2.5 times 5. Well, I know it's going to be greater than 10. Answer of 2, not good. 40 cents times 5. Well, if you counted 40 cents 5 times, 40, 80, $1.20, $1.60, $2, you would end up with the correct equation of B. The cost is the same as 40 cents times the number of cards. Number three, again, determining mean and median. We get a median of 11.75 and a mean of 12.04. Again, you make your list, you go through, you find the median of the list, you find the mean of the list, you have your 2 answers, done problem. All right, today we're going to go over a little bit of two-step equations. This will roll us through, and we're going to do a little bit of angle work with it. So we'll get a little bit of algebra today, and we'll roll that into some easy geometry problems. Well, remember, anytime we're trying to solve a two-step equation, our goal is isolate the variable, use inverse operations, the opposite operations, and the golden rule, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we do the exact same to the other. So if I gave you a question such as negative 16 is the same as 3 times m plus 8, we need to solve for m. Well, the first thing, the variable side's on the right side of my line. I kind of broke it into 2 parts, left side, right side. I also put a box around that coefficient and variable just to let me know, hey, I'm going to do that later, but the first thing I got to get rid of what's outside the box, or that plus 8 or positive 8. Well, the first thing I need to do is subtract 8. 8 minus 8 goes away. That's our goal, to start getting things out of the variable side. So I drop down 3 m's. Negative 16 minus 8. It's real important that you're using a calculator, especially if we're not firm in our integer rules. Negative 16 minus 8 in a calculator is negative 24. So now I have negative 24 is the same as 3 times m. Well, I said times 3. So the inverse operation of multiplying by 3 is to divide by 3. And again, I'm going to do it to both sides. Whatever I do to one side to cancel out, I do to the other side to get my answer. Negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8, and that's the same as m. The nice thing about algebra is we can always check and make sure our solution is correct. So our original problem, 3 times m plus 8. Well, now we know m is negative 8. So 3 times negative 8 plus 8. If I put that in a calculator and I press enter, and it gives me my original solution of negative 16, then I have to be correct with m represented as negative 8. Put this in a calculator, I do indeed get negative 16. That means 8 is the exact answer to m. All right. Today, again, like I said, we're going to use that two-step knowledge to solve for missing angles in angle problems. So, complementary, make those corner angles. A lot of times we see that cornered right angle there, 90 degrees. So, more than one angle in this part, it's angle 1 plus angle 2 adds up to 90 degrees. So, angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90 degrees. Vertical or opposites, they are congruent, they are equal, they are the same. So if I use angle 1 and angle 2, I would say that angle 1 is the same as or equal to angle 2. If I label them as 3 and 4, 3 is the same as 4. So opposite angles or vertical angles have the same measurement, they are equal to each other. And last angle that we cover this year, supplementary angles, they add up to 180 degrees. So again, if I call them angle 1 and angle 2, I would say the measurement of angle 1 plus the measurement of angle 2 would add up to 180 degrees. So definitely know your three types of angles because these are the easy two-step equations. All right, on the board, I have a couple easy ones to try and then you'll try some on your own. Up here, I have a straight line that's been broken into two segments. Well, I know that this straight line adds up to 180 degrees, so I could say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Well, again, I have 1/2 x plus 2x equals 180. Combined like terms, since they're both x's, I have 2 and 1/2 x equals 180. And then from there, to isolate x, I'm dividing each side by 2.5, and I would find out that x would have to be 72. Second example, we have some vertical or opposite angles. Well, again, if I think back to that last slide, vertical angles or opposite angles are equal. So I could say that 80 is equal to 5x minus 12. And again, right there we have an easy two-step equation. First thing I need to do, well, I have to get this 5x by itself. Well, what's being done to it? It's being subtracted by 12. Well, the opposite of minus 12 is going to be to add 12. So the first thing I did was add 12. Negative 12, positive 12 goes away. 80 plus 12 is 92. So again, I'm down to a one-step equation. 5 times x is the same as 92. Well, I said times 5, so I divide by 5 on each side. 5 divided by 5 is 1x. 92 divided by 5 is 18.4. Last example here. It says, what is the sum of the supplement and complement? So we have a couple things going on here. They want the sum of two angles. So I know I have to add the two answers together. Supplement means that they add to 180. Complement means that they're going to add to 90. And they give me one angle. So this is really just a two-part problem. The first thing I did was figure out what's the complement. So I know that x and 90 or 27 add up to 90. They make a right angle or a 90-degree angle. So I could say that x plus 27 is equal to 90. Well, all I have to do to both sides here, subtract 27, and I would very easily find out that x is 63. Same thing. They want to know what's its supplement. Well, if this angle had a supplement, that means that together they form a straight line, and those straight lines add up to 180. So I could say x plus 27 is the same as 180. And again, just like I did with the complement, I'm going to take away what I know, and that way it helps me find what's missing. So 153 is the supplement to that angle. And then the last part, they told me I want the sum of my two answers. So again, I took 153 and I added the 63 to get a final answer of 216. So this right here, 216, that's my final answer. That's the sum of both its complement and a supplement to a 27-degree angle. Again, make sure you got all the notes from this slide. Pause the video at any point and make sure you have all your notes. Last slide, I would try giving these a try. The first thing I would do, since they are word problems, they have no picture, I would draw a picture. So again, they talk about complement, vertical, supplementary. Draw an angle, take a pause, and then plug in your information, see if you can solve these two-step equations that way. When you're ready, unpause the video, here we go. So again, it says angle A and angle B are complementary. Again, boom, I automatically know that's 90-degree angles. Measure of A, measure of B, and they want to determine the value of n. Okay, well again, first thing I did is I drew myself a little picture. I said 2n minus 10 is the same as, or plus the 20 is the same as a 90-degree angle. So again, 2n minus 10 plus 20. Angle A plus angle B equals 90 degrees. The only tricky part in this problem is make sure you are combining like terms correctly. You have a negative 10 and a positive 20. That makes positive 10. So the real equation, 2 times n plus 10 equals 90. First thing, we'll take away the 10. 90 minus 10 is 80, so I could say that 2 times n is the same as 80. I said times 2, so last step would be divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1n. 80 divided by 2 gives me a solution of 40. And again, that makes sense because 2 times 40 minus that, so minus 10, is 70. 90 degrees is formed from 70 and 20 degrees. So that would be a thumbs up, good answer. N is the same as 40. Question number 2. Angle X and angle Y are opposite or equal angles. They give me the angle of angle 1, angle of angle 2, 2x plus 15 and 65. Well, if I drew a picture, I know that they're on opposite sides of the x, and then I know that these two angles are really just equal to each other. So to solve this two-step equation, it's 2x plus 15 is equal to 65. Plus 15, the opposite's minus 15. Now I have 2 times x equals 50. Divide each side by 2 because this is 2 times x. And we're going to find out x is 25. There's nothing really I could do. I could check my work. 2 times 25 is 50. 50 plus 15 is 65. 65 equals 65. Very good. Checking our work. Always making sure our equations match up. Last one, number 3. It says angle A and angle B are located on the same straight line. So I drew a straight line, broke it into 2 pieces. It says if angle A is 3x minus 15 and angle B is x, what is the value of x? So again, straight lines have to add up to 180. I know that these 2 angles add up to 180. So I could say that 3x minus 15 plus x equals 180. Well, again, here I can combine some things. I have 3x plus 1x. I really have 4x minus 15 equals 180. And that's our 2-step equation we would solve. First step, we have minus 15, so I added 15 to both sides. 4 times x equals 195 times 4 over here. So I said divide by 4 to solve, and we get a final answer of x has to be the same as 48.75. So again, make sure all your answers match up. You have good notes to help you out on today's assignment. From there, you have your bit.ly on your paper. Go ahead and make sure you're showing work, writing down your answers, raising your hand when finished.